podcast about comics. A podcast about comics.
Episode of Podcast About Comics. This is your boy T'Challa BP.24 and my man
Keitanooo.
All my new subscribers out there, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that button and subscribe. Follow us on all the latest rumors and confirmations that's going on. All right, we got an interesting ride for you guys today, so strap on in. Let's ride. You ready, Keaton?
I am so ready for this.
Let's do it. Why do we love Batman?
Why do we love Batman?
Well, we're going to explore all the reasons why we love Batman today. So let's go. All right, let's talk about Bruce first. I mean, you can't talk about Batman if you're not going to explore Bruce, right?
Okay.
What do you love about Bruce? What do you hate about Bruce?
Well, the one thing I love about Bruce is that he was able to be an orphan and still progress on with all that trauma. I mean, we're talking about a massive amount of trauma that he received as a kid. And it's just him and Alfred now. And so watching him develop, and like when I say watching him develop, obviously I go very far back with Batman. So when I say watching him develop, I'll say we could talk about Nolan films if you want, or a specific comic, because I have read a lot. I ain't gonna say I read them all.
It's a lot to read.
Yeah, I have not read them all.
There's some people out there who have read them all.
Right, but there's this progression that he goes on in spite of the trauma that he receives, and he starts to turn it into something else. And so that's one of the things I love about Bruce. Depending on how he's portrayed or who's portraying him at the time determines whether we're going to get the suave Bruce or we're going to get the Bruce that's like the introvert.
Okay.
So I like them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't stand the brooding Bruce.
Which Bruce?
The brooding.
The brooding Bruce.
Yeah.
Who's like doom and gloom Bruce.
Let's be honest here. When he's Batman,
Mm-hmm.
that's him. When he's Bruce Wayne, that's a facade.
That's the facade. Right. Just like Superman.
Yeah. But see, I feel differently.
So you don't think...
If you listen, you remember that movie. A long time ago, there was a movie called Kill Bill.
Oh, I love Kill Bill.
Kill Bill's what? You think it's about 20 years? 15?
I don't know. Has it been that long?
I think it has. But even if it hasn't, I want to say Kill Bill is about 15 or 20 years old. And when you listen to Bill talking to Beatrice, right?
Yeah.
He breaks down...
2003.
I was close. 17 years.
17.
Long time, man. When he breaks down Bruce, Batman and Superman, he says when Bruce Wayne puts on his mask and that's it, his persona at the time, that's his disguise.
Mm-hmm.
But with Superman, he was like, it's reverse. It's Kal-El who's Superman, but when he puts on the glasses and everything, that's his disguise.
Correct.
But
Isn't that what I just said?
I disagree.
You disagree with that?
Yeah, I don't think when he puts on his mask and stuff, he's Batman. I
was saying as far as Superman goes, I think that's a fact about Superman is that when he's Clark Kent, he's in his disguise.
Yeah.
And when he's Superman, he's real. But I'm saying that just like Batman is in his costume, that's really who he is.
That's really who he is.
And then when he's Bruce Wayne, that's his disguise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, and so I disagree with Bill when he said that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people is like, yeah, but which one is real? Because Bruce is Bruce and Batman is Batman. I disagree. I think because of what happened to his parents, he's Batman all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
And henceforth, like my favorite thing about Bruce is that he gave me Damian.
Mm-hmm.
Because Damian is nothing but Batman trapped in a kid's body. I've said this before.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I love the fact that, hey, Bruce gave me Damian.
Damian is your favorite, is he?
Damian is my favorite. Hey, whatever you want to say, I love him more than I do his daddy. If I could have had it my way, this would have been why do we love Damian, but a lot of people don't.
A lot of people don't love
They
Damian.
can't stand it because people think he is a douche or he's a jerk or he's just a bad kid. But look at Damien.
The others are true. I'm not gonna say the bad kid part is true, but the other stuff is true.
I don't think he is.
I hear you.
Damien is brutally honest, and everybody can't do being brutally honest, or they can't take someone being brutally honest.
I mean, we can take the doggone the brutally honest paper, like wrapping paper, and wrap it around being a douche and call it like it's still the same
it's still
thing.
A douche, just wrapped in
just wrapped in like self-awareness. Like, get the hell out of here.
But is he really a douche though?
His behavior is very douchey.
Is it though?
It is.
I don't think it is.
And look,
why do we
love Damien. Don't get me wrong. Okay. I do love Damien. However, he is an a-hole.
Why do we give Batman so much love, but we don't give the same love to Damien? Is it because he's a kid?
Damien gets the same love from me.
No, well, you're not everybody.
Right.
You're talking about the mass. Right. The masses don't like Damien.
A lot of people, I would think, can't deal with the fact that, and I guess I'm going to apologize now because we done shifted Damien and the went away from Bruce. I can imagine how he's like, I thought y'all was talking about me.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to get back to Bruce.
Right. But Damien is a kid, but people don't really get what it is to be raised in the environment that Damien was raised in. And so therefore, yeah, he's going to be a douche because his granddad is a douche, you know, and his father has some douchey ways of being too. His granddad
also died in front of him.
So there you go. And
before he even got to meet his father. So he tend to have that chip on his shoulder because he lost his father figure. Mm-hmm. You know, and he didn't really break out of the... Or he didn't break out of...
Well, he grew up at that point. In his mind, he grew up when his grandfather died.
Yeah.
You know, because he's gone. Who's going to run this?
Yeah.
So now he's got to be even more grown than he was before.
And remember, he was fighting and training with his mom all the while, wanting to see his dad.
Yeah.
And his mom is like, yo, you're not going to go see your dad until you beat me.
And then there you go.
And it took him a few years, and then I think he was about 10 years old, 10 or 11, when he finally beat Talia in a fight. Mm-hmm. Put a sword to her neck and like, yo, what up? And she's like, I'm going to take you to see your dad.
Yeah.
And then the first thing he does when he meets his dad, he puts his sword up to his face and he said, I picture you taller. I love that comic. Like that run when he finally meets Bruce is amazing. The movie Son of Batman, there's so much that's taken from that run of that book, from that story arc, and put into that animated movie. And it is, when it comes to the animated movies, which we're going to dive into a little later, that was one of my favorites. Not my all-time favorite, but one of my favorites when it came to Batman animated movie.
You know, there's a lot to like about the different Batman animated movies. I mean, just animated, period, because... You know, you don't realize how good you had it when we had Batman the Animated Series. Like that was
that changed the game for us.
Well, I would also I remember this morning thinking about how this conversation was going to go, and growing up in the 70s and 80s, before Michael Keaton, we weren't given an on-screen Batman that was serious,
worthy of talk,
right? Worthy of talk. That was actually serious. That was actually what the character actually.
Yeah, because we got Adam West, you know, and we love the Adam West
for what it was.
Yeah,
right. But then when this whole rumor came about that Michael Keaton's going to be playing Batman, it's like, oh, people get pissed because they're like, oh man, it's going to be like another Adam West film, because no one really knew what Tim Burton was really doing.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How many Batman casting did anybody ever really liked?
I don't know of any.
There was one, I think the one actor who got the least amount of backlash was Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer got the least amount.
The least amount. And
that film wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't. Was that the one where we first got bat nipples? Or was it the one after that with George Clooney?
I can't even tell you what happened in these movies because they were so bad.
Yeah.
Now, Michael Keaton, that was a film.
1 or 2?
First one.
Really?
Yeah. Second one didn't really do it for me.
Michelle Pfeiffer, though. I felt Michelle Pfeiffer was an amazing Selena Kyle.
Yeah.
She was a good Catwoman. She was an amazing Selena Kyle.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Some people might disagree.
First of all, Michelle can act her face off.
Let me ask you a question. What other Catwoman have we seen other than Eartha Kitt
that could do it? No, we haven't.
Halle Berry?
Nah.
Who else we had? We had Ella Enchanted. She's in the one with Bane. Christopher Nolan.
The lady from
Ella Enchanted. Princess Diaries.
Yeah,
What's her
name? Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Yes.
She was not bad.
No, she wasn't.
I felt, though, that she was a better Catwoman than she was Selena Kyle.
She was an amazing Catwoman. But she was Catwoman while she was Selena Kyle.
Yes.
So we never got a chance to see a difference.
Yeah.
And Selena Kyle doesn't really have to be someone other than Catwoman, does she?
I think she does. I do. I think she do.
Why does she need to? Because she's kind of like, you see what you see is what you get kind of chicks, isn't she?
Not really. Because she's a kleptomaniac.
Mm-hmm.
And Bruce have called her that a few times in the books.
Mm-hmm. She
don't have to steal.
Right.
She does this, and she is well-to-do. She's not rich by any means.
Right.
But she's comfortable. Is no need for her to steal. Why are you stealing? And you're not stealing to stack to say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Because she's running around as
she likes nice things.
Nice things. She has this fascination with cats, and, they have had different story arcs. But I feel like Selena as an individual, my favorite animated movie explores Selena. And it explores her in a manner in which you get to see her and Bruce interact as Bruce and Selena. Mm-hmm. And you get to see Selena. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like we have gotten that on the screen.
No, we have not.
Again, Anne Hathaway, amazing Catwoman.
Yeah.
Great Catwoman.
Yeah.
I can't really say anything about Selena.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you read the books and you are a fan and you follow in the books, you get to see Selena at times. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like, other than Hush. Yeah. That's my jam.
Yeah.
I felt like that movie explored Selena in a way that we have never seen before, and I was grateful for that.
Yeah. Hush was
phenomenal.
Yeah.
If we're going to talk about it now, let's talk about it. That's my favorite.
That's your favorite one.
Animated movie. And I've seen them all.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, let me ask you this. What's your favorite and what's your worst?
Favorite animated one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not prepared for that question.
Okay.
And I don't want to just throw out a title because I just like different animated films, and but I also like the shows,
okay.
And you probably have a better chance of me saying like what my favorite shows were, which was obviously Batman the Animated Series as well as Batman Beyond.
Okay.
I really enjoyed Batman Beyond because you got to see him in this mentor role, and this kid has to navigate the relationship with Bruce, school, and fight crime.
Yeah.
So those were my favorite shows.
If I'm going to say favorite shows, I'm going to have to go with The Batman.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason why is you see it all.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I love about that is not only do you see it all, but you see the entrance of members of the Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
You see Martian Manhunter. You
mm-hmm.
see Superman. You see Green Arrow. You see Flash.
Mm-hmm.
All of these guys interact with Batman, and then you get to see them being, you got to see them, the powers cloned and put into these robot, alien, android creatures, whatever.
Is there a show that's not Batman that comes close or even surpasses how much you like The Batman? DC?
Yeah.
No?
If it's a show, animated show or
animated?
No.
Okay.
And there's a lot out there. Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I really thoroughly enjoyed Young Justice.
Young Justice comes close. Comes very close. It comes not very close. Because it's a solid show. It's a really good show.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that I see in Young Justice that would have never been done if they didn't do the original Teen Titans. And I don't mean like Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about Teen Titans, not to be mistaken with the Titans real life show.
Okay.
Okay, this is the one where you first get to see Slater interact and fight these Teen Titans.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, they widely explore Beast Boy's, his fascination about tofu. He's an animal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he turns into all these different animals, but he's a vegan.
Plant-based diet.
Plant-based diet.
You mentioned Titans briefly. Do we see Bruce Wayne in Titans, or do we ever see Batman in Titans?
Well, in Titans, we have seen Bruce.
Right. No, I mean, do we see more of Bruce, or do we see Batman, or none of the above?
I don't think we're going to see them as one, or him as one. Mm-hmm. Like, you won't see Bruce Wayne and then see him suit up. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're going to do that. Mm-hmm. I think, if anything, we see maybe Bruce talking to them, you know, and I don't even think Bruce is going to have that much appearances, even though I won the last debate that we had about this. It is. I just need for you to concede. Listen, I don't need you to pull a Donald J. Trump right now. Just concede and say, you right, you won. I said we was going to see him more, and we did, and I can't, you know, I mean, and I get it. I get it. You know, you want to save face, but just save space here. Just be honest.
You know, this is fraud.
It is not.
This is fraud.
It is not.
Because we did not anticipate a mental breakdown to count as an appearance. That's not real.
Listen, it doesn't matter. We said, do you think we're going to see Bruce Wayne again? Yes, I think we're going to see him this much more times at least. And we did. And you won't concede.
Psychosis, though?
It doesn't matter. We saw him more.
This is total fraud.
It is so not. It was never a question, hey, well, we're going to see them, you know, some mental thing going on. No, it was, do you think we're going to see more of Bruce? Yes.
Okay.
Bam.
I will
Black and white.
Concede.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, all I need is for Jenna Esposito to concede. Shout out to Jenna. Because she was in here when we had the conversation, because we was talking about Titans. So, Jenna, if you're hearing this, you know, you can either call in or you could, you know, email in, whatever,
and say that you can
text. Send a text, however you want to do it. But you need to concede as well. Keitanooo just conceded. Thank you very much for that, brother. Now we're going to wait on Jenna to see if she concedes. For any of you guys who don't know, Jenna,
months ago was this and
Jenna
you have
Esposito
not
cosplay.
let it go?
She's Wonder Woman. Jack's Wonder Woman. You said what?
How many months ago was this and you haven't let it go?
This was about 9-10 months ago. I will never let it go because I need to revel in this. You know?
That's why you're the captain.
Let me go ahead and say, like, quote Tony Stark, revels. Revels. Yes. I'm going to revel in it. Let me enjoy this.
Captain Petty.
Absolutely. What do you think about all of the Robins? Because you can't talk Batman without talking about Robins.
Do I name my favorite one?
Yes. Give me a favorite one.
It definitely is Dick and Damian.
Okay. If you were to pick, you gotta zero it down to what?
I am probably going to choose Dick because Dick becomes Nightwing, and I really enjoy Nightwing as a character.
Okay. And he was the first Robin.
And he's the first Robin.
Okay.
If anything, he is the least damaged Robin. No. When I say damaged, I mean...
No, I disagree.
Who's
Tim
least...
Drake.
He's less damaged? Less damaged goods?
Because I felt like Dick was just as bad as Batman when it comes to damage. He watched his parents die at the circus.
let me rephrase. Damage from Bruce.
Okay.
Because the parents, he had no control over that.
I don't know if I would say... I don't know if I would say that.
You still say it was him?
The least damage from Bruce? Probably Tim.
Mm.
But, okay, let me ask you this. All of the Robins have interacted, whether it's fighting or joining up, right? And most of them have trained together.
Yeah.
Who edges out who? Have you seen it? And elaborate on it a little bit.
You're gonna be very disappointed because I can't answer this question.
Okay.
Now, if you would say if I was to bet on anybody without having knowledge of like the interactions they have, my money's on Damien.
All day? All day. My best interaction, and there's been 2 of them, and I don't even know which one of them. I guess I could say the Tim and Damien. When Damien and Dick first clash, matter of fact, if you go in the Son of Batman story arc, this is before he becomes Robin.
Okay.
And he's on the street and he's cutting through one of Slade's guys. And Dick shows up and Dick is fighting him. And they show the ending of the fight. And Dick got cuts all over his body. And Damien is tied up, hanging on a lamppost thing, right? Let me out of here. Right? And the back and forth between the 2 of them, they really acted like they were actually brothers. But of course, Damien says to him, "I'm the real son." Like, he takes this jab, right? And the banter back and forth is amazing.
Yeah.
And he's standing there, he's looking at Robin's uniform in the glass, and he makes his little comments or whatever. And he kind of like disses Dick. And Dick is like, "Yeah, I just whooped you, though. You remember that fight?" Okay? But if you look at Dick while he's making his little comments, he have all these slashes on his body where Alfred had to stitch him back because Damien cut through him with his sword. Like, literally just shivved them all over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, as much as I love that, I love the fight between Damien and Tim.
I'm not aware of this fight.
Okay. One time, this is in the books, because I don't think they did anything animated or anything about this.
Okay.
Damien first comes on board with Dick, with Batman, and he's training with Batman or whatever. He's in the cave, and Tim is in the cave.
Okay.
Bruce is not there, and the 2 of them have a little dialogue, and a fight pursues. And Damien is like, "Yo, you're not Robin. I'm Robin." And Tim really don't want to fight, but he's like, "Yeah, you ain't finna punk me." And him and Damien fights. And Damien whoops him and then kicks him off of the dinosaur. Because, Bruce has this big dinosaur in the Batcave. He kicks him off the dinosaur. Tim falls to the ground, bones are shattered, everything. And again, Damien does the "I'm the real son" thing and walks off. Like, "I'm Robin. I'm the real son." Like, he would all, and he says it a lot because he's trying to prove a point.
Right. Y'all are just pretenders. I'm the real deal.
I'm the real deal. I am nothing but Bruce.
Yeah. And
Alfred says it to Bruce when he gets Damien and he's little. He says he's a spitting image of you at that age. It's crazy because I wouldn't put it past maybe like 10, 20 years down the road, we find out that Talia actually cloned Bruce and without him knowing.
Because I don't remember ever really seeing a relationship between Bruce
and Talia.
Them.
She drugged him. Yeah. He was, I guess you could say, what is it when you do whatever they say?
She raped him?
Well, no. Because he had no control of it. He just did whatever. They call it something.
Under the influence?
No. It's a drug. It's a drug that they use. I'm not even.
Not ecstasy. Not the.
No, this is a League of Shadows drug.
A League of Shadows drug.
And she drugs him.
This isn't the flower, though.
No, she drugs him, and he just does whatever she want to do. And they slept together. They had like a week or weekend together. They were just sleeping together all the time. And then she was pregnant. She ran off. She had the kid.
Okay.
At least that's how they made it seem.
Okay.
And then she doesn't show up until 12 years, 10 years, 11 years later with this little boy that looks just like him. Now, again, very much well could be his son. She probably really did get pregnant, but again, this is Talia. This is Ra's al Ghul's daughter. I wouldn't put it past her because she is that cruddy and would do something like that.
Yeah.
But look at what she did. She took Damien DNA and she cloned him and used accelerated growth. And this is how we get what's the guy name? Damien. He was all grown up. He didn't have a soul or whatever. I forgot what the character name. I'm drawing a blank. He's in the movie Blood. Animated, one of the last animated ones that came out.
I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I can't draw the words.
Yeah. Heretic. Okay. Heretic was Damien just accelerated. So he looked like an older, more muscular version of Bruce.
Okay.
But again, Talia did. And then when Talia was done with him, Talia popped him. Bam, killed him. And all he wanted to do was be loved by his mother, and he wanted to have a soul. But he couldn't because he never really grew up. So I wouldn't put it past her, but amazing character.
Yeah.
So yeah, Damien is my favorite. My favorite fight though is a toss up between those two. But we can't talk Robin and not talk about Red Hood because he's the one Robin that don't mind Jason Todd when he came back to life. Don't mind killing.
Right.
Which was everything Batman stood against.
They did a really good job in one of the Batman games with Jason Todd as well as the.
Oh well, look at the animated movie Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That was good.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Hey, you've always said that DC does a better job with their animated films than Marvel.
Way better. Don't get me wrong. I love my Marvel. I love what they do over there. But when it comes to,
it's just different. It's just very different.
Rich storytelling.
Yeah.
This is why Young Justice is so good.
Yeah.
When it comes to anything animated that DC / Warner Brothers are doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they don't take those individuals and put them over into the real life movies or into that bracket for them to make the decisions. Because they have been getting it right time and time. The formula, they have the formula right.
Right. It's beyond me why it tends to go that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely beyond
me. Villains. Okay, anti-villains. Let's go anti-villains first. Favorite anti-villain.
What's the definition of an anti-villain? So that way,
a villain that's not considered a true villain or have done some good deeds,
but is in Batman's world
that he would in the Batman universe that he would put handcuffs on if it came to it.
Does Poison Ivy count?
She's a villain.
She's a straight up
villain.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's time that Harley Quinn have done some
right
anti-villain stuff.
Right.
Catwoman.
Well, Catwoman's the obvious choice, but I feel like that's not the choice that I really want.
Okay.
So I don't have like the roster of villains and anti-villains. Well, not anti-villains. I don't have a roster of those because usually in Batman's world, it's pretty black and white.
Here's my thing: like, Ra's al Ghul is an anti-villain.
Is he though?
Why? Because he's lived over a couple 100 years old and
taken down several,
But Ra's have also him and the League of Shadows have also stopped like tyrants from doing things all over the world too.
All right, so now you're starting to tread in some dangerous waters.
Okay. Let's omit Ra's. Because we know he's the demon head and that's as bad is. But Ra's have done some good things.
He's got some genocidal tendencies.
He does.
So you can't take someone who has genocidal tendencies and say, well, look at so good that he's done.
But Harley Quinn have been that way and she have done some crazy.
She's a psychopath.
Okay, so is she really an anti-hero?
No, she's a psychopath.
Okay, so what about Catwoman then?
Catwoman has issues, but I think that there is a lot of criminal tendencies that she has, obviously. But
look, every tendency that have to do with stealing, grand theft, petty theft. But is she
trying to kill people though? I mean, she will if she has to.
If she has to.
But she doesn't do it like the others do.
Okay, let me ask you a question. did she seem like she was there in Hush, the animated and the books, when she was like, even like that scene where she pushes Batman out of the way and she was like, to hell with that, and she cut the chains for old boy to fall and to die. Because remember, Batman was like, yo, I can't let him die.
Right. Hey, look, if you go by Hush alone, you know we have to be Team Catwoman all day on this one.
Okay, Suicide Squad have saved the world.
That is true.
They are part of the Suicide Squad because Amanda Waller is working her angle.
Mm-hmm.
So those would be considered anti-heroes, wouldn't you say?
When they're on mission.
But otherwise than that, they villains. So
yeah, they're villains when they're not on mission. Because if they're not on mission, why? They're only doing the mission because they have a bomb in their head. So they're being forced into it. This is not their choice when they're on mission.
So they're not considered an anti-hero then.
That's why they're the Suicide Squad.
Okay. All right.
Because they're committing suicide either way.
Okay. Out of his villains, who's your favorite villain?
Joker is my favorite.
Why?
Because Joker is that character that continues to leave people baffled. And when I say baffled, it's like there's no rhyme or reason to some of the stuff that he does. He's just pure chaos. And so, like, out of all the villains, he's the scariest to me. Like, he's scarier than Bane. Like, he is scarier than the shark guy. Like,
I would have to say mine's is Raish. My favorite villain.
I can see that, though. You guys kind of, Raish, y'all, you guys connect on a different level. You got the whole martial arts thing going, the jitsu. Like y'all have a special connection.
But I don't feel like my connection have anything to do with that.
It doesn't seem weird though that I'm bringing this up after knowing you for this amount of time.
Okay. All
and
right.
then you say Ra's al Ghul, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. I don't know. I think it's just the way. Now again, Raish operates the way he operates. Raish have been around for a long time. He's seen things come and go.
All right. First of all, if we take the genocidal tendencies off the board, you would run the League of Shadows the way he runs it. If you take the murderous genocidal aspect away from it, from the discipline to the...
I would.
The place is probably spotless on the inside.
I don't know. With the Lazarus Pits, I don't know.
I'm just saying, he probably has people doing menial labor like keeping this place clean.
I'm going to need you to scrub that floor tile with a toothbrush.
Yeah. And then use your tongue.
No, I mean, I think Raish, I don't know, something about Raish that, and maybe we are similar. I love Raish as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about allies? Who's your worst ally and your favorite ally?
Worst ally? Give me some to choose from real quick before.
Allies would be like
Aquaman and
like Justice League members, or Gordon.
Yeah, well, we're obviously not. Gordon's going to be at the top of the list as far as like best ally.
Is Gordon really at the top of the? Gordon's at the bottom.
No, Gordon is the best ally because Gordon is transparent. He's transparent with Bruce.
He's transparent with Bruce. Mm-hmm. Or is he transparent with Batman?
Or we'll say he's transparent, period, with the same human being that occupies both things. He's transparent.
Okay.
And there's a level of trust. Because see, Gordon doesn't have the physical ability to bring much to the table. But what he does have, he does bring to the table. And Gordon will put his life on the line if necessary. We've seen that probably in all venues. Like we've seen it in movies, we've seen it in the comics, we've seen it in the animated shows. So Gordon is, to me, at the top of the list, one, from his transparency, and two, for his loyalty.
Okay.
And the willingness to do whatever. He's willing to put his body on the line.
Okay.
He doesn't have to be a superhero in order to be Batman's best ally. Ah, you didn't even think of it like that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Who was your best ally?
That's hard. Okay, before I get to mines, we're talking about what member in the Justice League?
Best and worst? Superman.
Best
and worst.
So he is his own enemy.
Well, the two of them probably will never truly see eye to eye, which makes him the worst out, because they're if Bruce understands Clark or Kal-El, if he understands Kal-El and understands how he was raised and understands who he is as a person, and he understands him, then he can count on Kal-El to be Kal-El at all times.
And I think he does.
Oh, absolutely. So, and there are times where Kal-El is going to get in the way of whatever his plan is that he's trying to execute. But he has to account for that. It's like a variable that he has to account for all the time.
So that's what makes him like looking at it from that mental standpoint.
Yeah, as far as ally goes. Okay. But now he's also his best ally because there's a level of honor and truth and justice that he upholds that he can also count on. So that's what also makes him his best one. It's like basically because Kal-El is who he is, it's the best and the worst thing for Batman. Which is why I think that in Injustice, Gods Among Us, I think that when Superman becomes who he becomes, it breaks his heart.
Justice, Gods Among Us. Which one is that?
That was when Superman decides that he's going to take over the world.
Okay, yes.
And I think that breaks Bruce's heart.
But Superman only did that why?
Well, he lost Lois.
Lost
the baby. Because I think she was either pregnant or she had it.
And I think that would push anybody.
Oh, yeah. And look, I am not faulting Superman for, like, losing a screw. I mean,
over losing the love of his life.
The Joker did this, like, crazy thing.
Yeah.
This is why I say the Joker is one of the scariest out there. Because he just wants, like, when Alfred says some people just want to see the world burn.
Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah, and that was very much accurate.
Yeah.
So you have to think once the Joker gets you in his claws, you're not going to walk away alive.
Right. Regardless of who you are.
Which kind of comes full circle with Under the Red Hood. When Jason is like, this one. Like, it's okay if you don't want to kill no one else, but this one, he always is ending a life.
Yeah.
Why would you want to keep him alive?
Yeah. He is definitely one of those that needs to be put down. Like, Joker needs to be put down, but he always finds a way.
Did I give you my best villain?
I don't think so.
Okay. I said Ra's, right?
Well, Ra's was the anti-villain.
Okay. I guess I would have to say best villain would have to be Joker. Here's why I say Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Every villain needs a nemesis to push them to that limit to be that hero that we all need.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America had Red Skull.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man had the Mandarin.
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther had Killmonger.
Mm-hmm.
Thor had Loki. Hulk had, I would have to say, somewhere between Abomination and the Leader.
Mm-hmm.
You see what or Ross.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how I would answer that one. You see what I'm saying?
As far as Hulk goes.
Because there's so much of them that push him to get where he needed to get.
Yeah.
But I feel like Joker is the one for Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Batman refuses to kill, where Joker is like, I'm going to kill just because I want to kill.
Because I can.
And because I can.
I mean, he put Barbara in the chair.
He did.
He I mean,
hold on. Even before he put her in a chair, remember? Jason. But when he put Barbara in a chair, he also, after he shot her, he raped her.
Ooh, I didn't know that part.
Go back and read it.
Dude, the psychopath.
But every hero needs one. It's just that Batman's villain is extremely crazy.
Yeah.
So that would be my favorite villain. As far as ally,
that's the worst.
I can't say Gordon.
Okay. As the best.
And it's a toss-up for me.
Okay.
Because
Alfred?
I feel like it is.
Alfred, to me, transcends ally status.
Let me tell you why. Yes, because
he's family.
He's mentor. He's that old man that's going to bring you a cup of tea when you come in from a mission and you wet and you brooding in front of the computer, and he's the one that's also talking to you and sharing or bestowing wisdom upon you while you're on this crusade.
And stitching you up at the same time. This is why I don't put Alfred in the ally status.
You have to. You can't not put him in the ally status.
He's family.
He is. But so is Dick. So is Damien.
But I didn't list them. I didn't put them on the ally list either.
But they are.
No, an ally is... Like, if you look at the United States with the UK.
Okay.
They're allies. Right?
Superman, Batman, allies.
Superman and Batman. That's allies.
When they're out there fighting crime together or taking down Darkseid together. Right?
They don't have to
but
share
that don't necessarily mean that that's where the ally ends. Because a true ally would help you.
I feel like the term ally is just like if I say friend versus acquaintance.
Okay.
All right. And there are some acquaintances that I have that are at the higher level of acquaintances. Like they know that they can call on me if they need me for something. But that doesn't mean that I put them like, this is my friend and I will like run through a brick wall for them.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever read story arcs or watch animated or even real life movies where Batman was down and out and it was Alfred who came in and scooped him up, put him in the car?
Because that's what family does.
But what if there was no family there? Then what? So wouldn't that constitute him as being an ally? Because even when you think Batman is out, his ally over here has his back. Who was watching his six? That's what an ally do, is they watch your six. I
don't think that I think you're putting way too much into the term ally in regards. I think you're putting way too much. When I say putting too much in, I mean like you're giving it too much credit. I don't give allies that much credit.
Then they're not an ally. They're an associate if that's the case.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's associates. It's like something.
Do you remember what War Machine, what Rhodey said to Clint and Natasha when they were leaving?
See,
he said, watch each other's six. That's what an ally does. They watch your six.
But ally comes from the word alliance. Right? So if I have an alliance with you, that doesn't include, let's just say, emotional things that families go
So you
through.
don't think Hawkeye was an ally to Black Widow?
They became family.
So once you become family, you're no longer allies, is what you're saying? No. So if that's the case, why am I watching your six if I'm not your ally?
Because I'm your family. Because you're my family.
You're killing me.
How about this? I remember calling you one time, and I was talking about a box of chicken to go get someone who did something to you. Yeah. But you thought it was who did something to me. Yeah. And you were in a tremendous amount of pain that day. Yeah. And you were ready to go get your sneakers.
Yeah. That's what ally does. They watch each
we're
other.
Family.
We watch each other.
We've been family.
You can be family and still be an ally. And if we're talking the ultimate ally, we're talking about the ultimate ally. It has to be Alfred, man.
When we're talking about a list like that, I don't consider people like Alfred, they transcend those types of lists, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. People like Alfred transcend that list. Now, if you want to tell me that Gordon transcends that list,
no.
That's my point. There you go.
But he's not the ultimate ally. The ultimate ally is somebody who's there all the time, who has your six all the time, who's watching your six all the time. Look,
I think that's putting too much on an alliance.
Okay, let me ask you a question. When Bruce had doubts about Damien, Alfred was the one who was like, yo, he looked just like you at that age. You might not have remembered what you look like. He looked just like you at that age.
The United States has alliances with multiple countries.
Okay.
Are those countries watching their six? Yes. Watching our six?
Yes.
Are they though? Because I have a feeling that if something happened, that things aren't going to get mobilized right in an instant.
For those that are allies with the United States, if they know that they're benefiting from being an ally, they're gonna watch our six regardless.
So again, that's because that there's a mutual benefit to that relationship.
Do you think that Gordon and Batman have the relationship that they have if Gordon didn't know that Batman is watching Gotham and keeping Gotham safe where he cannot?
But that is also what Gordon is doing for Batman as well. He is definitely trying to the best of his abilities. And remember, we're talking about what Gordon being the best ally to
UK, Australia, and whoever else is our ally. Mic drop.
Now, wait. We are also their allies, are we not?
Yeah.
And are we 100% there every time something goes wrong?
If they can't handle it, yes. Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if that's really true.
Man, I'll put money on it. History books tell.
Because keep in mind,
if they cannot handle something, US will step in.
I'm pretty sure that some things probably happened in these last 4 years that we probably wasn't.
Then they're not. We wasn't their allies, and they wasn't ours.
I'm just saying.
If it benefit our president who's on his way out, and they needed our aid, he was there to have their six. If he was not benefiting from him, he would have been tossing paper towels like he did in Puerto Rico. Hey, it is what it is.
Puerto Rico,
it is what it is.
When they had their hurricane,
you cannot devil's advocate this situation. You can't.
I am not.
Just so we know, Alfred is the ultimate ally.
Hey, Alfred's the ultimate family member.
Let's agree to disagree. Listeners, if you guys are out there and you want to chime in on this debate, shoot us an email at aPodcastAboutComics@gmail.com. Tell us, what do you think? Do you think Alfred is the ultimate ally, or you think he's just family and not an ally?
You're not even presenting it right.
How am I supposed to present it?
Okay, so the thing is that we're having a list of ultimate allies. And the question is, does Alfred belong at the top of the list, or has he transcended that list?
Okay.
And I'm saying he transcends that list, which is why you don't put him on that list.
Okay, so if he's not on the list, is he not an ally? In any capacity, because that's what you're saying.
He is his guardian.
He's a grown man. He don't need a guardian.
He had but he's had
when he
Bruce.
was a kid, that was different.
Hey, is he no longer, are you still your children's daddy after they're grown up?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And do you still act like their guardian when they are grown up, when you feel like you need to protect them?
I have on dad blinders. And because I have on dad blinders, but there's times I have to
So have you transcended the list of being an ally for your kids?
I'm not my kid's ally.
Have you transcended?
I'm not their ally.
You're not their ally. So how is?
But I'll never say that I was ever an ally. Because I'm a parent.
And so was Alfred.
Let's say for instance.
Had to be.
Let's say for instance, my kids go out and they have a little too much to drink.
Mm-hmm.
They're falling over in a gutter somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna call me. My son is gonna call one of his homeboys and be like, "Man, look, I'm smash faced right now. I'm so and so and so," and they be like, "Yo, I'm on the way, bro."
Why are they not calling you?
Cause I'm not an ally. I'm dad.
You are the ultimate ally. Why are we
I'm
not
an ally. I am dad. And my literal response is gonna be, "Are you alive? Are you in danger?" All right, then figure it out.
He did not call Alfred dad, but Alfred was every bit a father that he had to be.
Until he became a man himself.
Does not dissolve itself. That doesn't dissolve itself.
Let me ask you a question.
You don't dissolve yourself from being their daddy. You don't dissolve that.
Listeners out there, shoot us an email. Tell us what y'all think.
So now this time, say it correctly. Is
Alfred an ally? Or has he transcended past ally and is no longer an ally?
There you go.
Anyway, he is my ally. My ultimate ally. It is what it is. And maybe we could just agree to disagree, but it is what it is.
Well, here's the wonderful thing about knowing about you.
Okay.
You never let anything just agree to disagree.
I don't.
So therefore, this conversation ain't over.
Until it's over. Until it's over. You know, Justice League members who I think are like a really great ally. I do think Superman is a great ally. Mm-hmm. But being that he has the different abilities and capabilities that he has, I don't think he's the ultimate ally.
I would have expected you to pick someone different anyway.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you.
Diana.
I love Diana. For a few reasons, right? One, she's a princess. Mm-hmm. So if she needs to rub shoulders with Bruce Wayne at certain events, she can. Mm-hmm. Okay? And she fights alongside him in battles. And I'm talking battles against Darkseid. You know, battles against...
She won't pull a punch.
She won't. Legion of Doom, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I love Wonder Woman as far as an ally goes. Mm-hmm. And some people might disagree with me because Wonder Woman is not 100% invulnerable to anything.
Yeah.
But she'll have to get my vote when it comes to the best ally that he has. Okay. She also can check Batman. Because there's times where... like you hear with Damian, that side of him comes out. Mm-hmm. Batman does that as well. Mm-hmm. You know, like sometimes they'll hit him up and they might be like, Justice League might be like, "We need you." And he was like, "Yo, I got some people I'm trying to catch in Gotham. Figure it out." and believe it or not, Damian says stuff like that at times. Mm-hmm. You know. But again, Bruce will always get more love than Damian.
Yeah.
But I think Wonder Woman, being an ally, she has a chance to soften him up and be like, "Listen, man, you don't have to be a douche. You have people out here who need you, and they need, you know, you
right,
special skills at certain times."
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So she brings that soft side, even though she's a warrior.
Right.
Probably the most powerful woman in the DC universe. She's a demigod. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would have to pick her as my favorite. As far as my least favorite, somebody like Elongated Man or something.
Is that a real character?
Yeah, he's a real character. Or Booster Gold. I can't stand Booster Gold, man. And there's times that he gets in Batman when Batman like, "Yo, listen, man.
What's the difference between Elongated Man and Plastic Man?"
Nothing.
But they are two different characters, though, right?
Is Plastic Man and Elongated Man a different character? I don't know. I think they changed the names over the years. Because I can't remember the date that Elongated Man joined the team. I want to say he was called Plastic Man, but changed his name to Elongated Man.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I am not a DC.
And the character's never been a good character.
Never. So I would have to say that's the worst.
And yet
him and Booster Gold. Yeah. I love what they did with him in Crisis of Infinite Earths.
I'm having a hard time reading these Crisis ones.
Yeah. Go back and read
the stories seem to be all over.
Go back and read the very first one. That's the one, you know, with the wife and stuff like that. When the wife died, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Go back and check it out. Read it. You know, we could chop it up about it. But I can't stand him as a character.
Gotcha.
What are you doing? Yeah. So, animated movies. You name your best Batman or your worst. Your worst. Give me your worst, because you said your best. It's too much. So give me your worst.
My worst
animated movie.
Animated movie. That involves Batman.
Yeah. We're going to run through best and worst real quick, and then we can call it.
You know, I don't know if I've seen one that I haven't liked.
Okay. You see Mask of the Phantasm?
No.
Okay. So you haven't seen them all.
Oh, no, I definitely have not seen them all. That's definitely true.
My worst would have to be the reveal of Batwoman. The mystery of the Batwoman. That was with the 3 different females. I think they did a story arc of it one time. I can't remember who was the writer behind it.
Okay.
I felt that was my least favorite Batman animated movie.
Okay.
My favorites, again, you know, Hush is up there as number 1.
Right.
Number 2, I'd have to say Son of Batman comes in at number 2. But there's still a lot of great ones, you know.
Okay.
Like, what was that? There was a Batman, Superman, Public Enemies. Batman and Robin, or Batman versus Robin. And then there was stuff like, there's just so many to name.
There's a lot of Batman.
There's a lot of, yeah. But 1 and 2 would have to go to Hush and then Son of Batman.
Okay.
Yeah. Give me real life movie real quick before we call it.
My best?
Best.
Oh, that's hard, man.
No,
because
it's not.
No, it's gonna be the Batman. What's the second Nolan film?
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. That's my favorite.
Seconded. That's my favorite. Now give me your worst movie.
Anything that involved Tim Burton after the one with Michael Keaton, like those were so
you're talking about like the
Val Kilmer, like once they got rid
George
of
Clooney,
those were horrendously bad. And I think the one with when they added Robin to it, was it called Batman and Robin? That might have been.
No, Batman and Robin was the one with Mr. Freeze. The one with Val Kilmer was the one they added Batman.
No, the one where like it had
Alicia Silverstone.
No, I'm talking about the Robin character.
Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That's the Val Kilmer one when they added that.
Yeah, that was. And then Schwarzenegger played Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, that was the one after.
That was poor casting too.
But it was. For me, I don't know if I would put those as far as worst before Batman versus Superman. BVS.
Oh no, I disagree. I would definitely. I can sit through Batman versus Superman. I can't sit through those others. Yeah, and I've watched Batman versus Superman at least twice.
Those are pretty bad, but BVS is really, really I puke in my mouth every time.
I completely disagree. I completely disagree. I can sit through the movie.
I'm gonna, you know what? Just because in the spirit of this cast, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch all 3 of them today. Yeah, I'm gonna watch Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, and then Batman versus Superman.
And you're gonna get through all 3 of these movies.
I'm gonna get through all 3 of them, and I'll call you and I'll let you know. Fans, I'll let you know.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Just in the spirit of the cast. For my fans, I'll do it for my fans.
I don't know if your fans want you to do that to yourself. I don't even think that they would want that for you.
In the spirit of the cast.
Okay, all right.
But that gonna bring us to a close. In the remembrance of it, though, I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. Thank you guys for listening with us today, enjoying the ride. I enjoyed having you. We'll see you back here at another episode. In the meantime, this is your boy T'Challa BP74 and my man
Keitanooo.
Have a good day.